Let's call to order the meeting of September 20th, 2012 of the Public Land Development Corporation. So I'll note the time at 2:30 in the afternoon. Looking at the agenda, call the roll, note all members present. Mary Alice Evans representing, and excused is Director Bunda, who is off island. Yes. For the general public, I'm going to announce the format for today's meeting relative to public testimony. There's 6 items on the agenda. We're going to have a presentation from on the substantive matters from the executive directors at items 4 and 5, and then after each of those items, I'll open up for public testimony on each of those items, so that public testimony can be more relevant.
Section 171-64.7. This has come up before, and this is prohibition on sale of ceded lands. And with this section that we abide by, would require, if we do sell lands, a 2/3 vote by the legislature. And PLDC will pay OHA any ceded land revenues as required by HRS section 10-13.3. And it continues with ownership will always remain with the state or county. And this follows the previous section which we mentioned, that I just mentioned about the sale of lands. Management and projects shall comply with agency conditions. What remain here is that, an example, if we had a project for which Dela and R had rights over the lands, after it was transferred to us or transferred to us on a lease basis, then we'd be able to go back to that agency for management of the property itself. Revenues for Dela and R and other title agencies shall be retained or increased with any transfer of management. 85% of the state share of generated net revenue shall go to the title agency or agencies. Next slide. We continue with the last 3 remaining, which is each identified state parcel must have approval from BLNR or the title agency to PLDC participation, subject to HRS Chapter 92, which is the Sunshine Law. PLDC will not develop agricultural lands eligible for designation as important agricultural lands, many of you know as IAL. PLDC will comply with conditions required by the county for infrastructure connections. And this is where in the law and in the rules that we say that we need to work with the city and county relative to getting approvals in regards to sewer connection, water, etc. These are the things that are necessary, obviously, for any kind of development to happen. So, slide 5. Next one. And this is the vision. PLDC will assist state and county agencies and departments to increase public benefit by facilitating partnerships that allow for reinvestment and enhancement of existing state assets. And then we have in parks, harbors, buildings, schools. PLDC works with agencies to establish new programs and incentives of public benefit. PLDC assists state agencies in achieving their core missions and increasing their department's revenues. And lastly, PLDC works to create jobs and small business opportunities that are achieved through partnerships with state agencies and departments. Now that's our vision. It goes on with the goals and objectives, and I'll just I know everyone can read, but just mention goals and objectives. Goal 1 is to establish a process to identify potential projects within the guidelines which encourage partnership between communities, publics, and small business. Second goal would be detailed process of agency involvement and agency approvals that are required for a project to be achieved. Goal 3 is work with the departments that are pursuing new initiatives that increase public benefit. And i.e. this would be the 21st century schools. And goal number 4, which is last, help communities attract partners for community reinvestment projects that support community needs. Now, staff supports the plan as presented, and they provide a framework for how the PLDC can work to achieve its mission. We would encourage the board and members of the public to review the strategic plan as provided for you today, and provide us with comments for consideration as well. We have posted the letter, the strategic plan, on our PLDC website. Our website is www.hawaii.gov/DLNR/PLDC. So you can access the website and take a look or review the strategic plan and provide comments to us. Thank you. That's the update on the plan itself.
Okay, thank you. Sure. Yep, question?
What about the process?
The process for yeah, we can go through the process. It's a chart that is provided. Excuse me. And this will allow or give an opportunity for the community, for the public and the board to look at the steps involved in a project. I just need to get to the.
I think one of the key points is that there are several opportunities for the public.
Yes.
Project.
I want to say this. Take a look at the chart first, okay? And make your comments. But there are definitely opportunities. I think right now there are 5.
There's at least 3. There will be probably 4, if not 5.
The process will include I think 5 opportunities for the public to provide testimony when we go and ask for or go to the agency that has control of the land. And I could real quickly, the first time would be say on a co-informational basis when you come to the board and give them the information on potential projects that we're talking about. It's not an approval, but yet the public could obviously do or ask questions. Then we could go to the agency that has rights over the land and ask for a transfer. After that, we could, not after that, but next step would be our board itself coming back to them to explain what the project is about. And it could be the final step where we could ask for approval of the project itself. As I said, take a look at this, and we're looking at it ourselves. And the reason why I'm saying, like 4 or 5, because at the end of the day, I mean, after reviewing this again, it'll be probably more in a range of maybe 6 opportunities that the public will have to give testimony in regards to a project. So community input will be provided definitely.
Any other questions to the director?
So, is this chart a public document?
It's a public document right now, and it's out there for review. And when we come back again, from the time, for today's meeting to the time that we come back to our next meeting, we would ask again the public and the board to provide any kind of comments that they may have as far as the chart or any other parts of the strategic plan that they'd like to comment on. And we'll review that and revise if necessary not only the chart but the strategic plan itself, and come back to the board. And if everything falls in line and everyone agrees, then we'll ask for approval for the strategic plan at the next meeting. Thank you.
I would encourage the person in the audience to give us comments on the strategic plan.
I'll also note, members, that you'll have copies of the letter from Senator Solomon and Senator Dela Cruz, who I think were integral in working with the executive director in formulating a the strategic plan. I'll also note that we did receive testimony or comment from the governor, also encouraging us to consider the strategic plan. I think as the executive director laid out, I think it's better to, for us to have some time to digest the proposed strategic plan, think about it in its draft form. My initial review is that it looks pretty substantive, and it's stuff that I would imagine, that it's where the rules, where we wanted the rules to go. So I think it's a good framework. But let's take some time to digest it, and we can arrange to have it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Yes.
We'll take some decision at that time. Any other comments? Because I'd like to open it up for public testimony. Randall, do you have any public testimony for anyone who signed up on agenda item 5?
We do, but before, if you come in late and you want to sign in and let us know you're here, the sign-in sheet is over here. If you want to sign up to testify, please come and see me. First person for item 5 is Mr. Coulson. And then Mr. Curtis.
Under consideration. Second item on the agenda is the minutes from the April 19th, 2012 Public Land Development Corp Board meeting. April 19th, 2012. Members, you have time to review the minutes. Any comments?
Move to accept as presented.
Thank you. Moved by Director Evans, second by Dr. Cruz. Any further discussion or comments? Any objections? Seeing none, to the minutes. Approved. Third item on the agenda is the minutes from the July 25th, 2012 Public Land Development Corp Board meeting. You've had time to review those minutes. Any comments, questions, motions? Dr. Evans.
Chair, I'd like to recommend that the minutes be amended. On page 4, at the top of the page, one of the public witnesses has communicated that she doesn't agree with the way her statement was summarized down from 3 minutes. And so I'd like to recommend that we delete the second sentence at the top of page 4.
The statement as she stated that the North Shore community is against development of lands, especially the hotel project proposed by developer Andy Henderson. Recommend to leave the statement. Any further discussion? I entertain a motion to approve the minutes as they are amended. Moved by Director Ida.
Second.
Second, Director Evans. Any further discussion, comments, or none? Any objections? Hearing none, consider the minutes approved. Getting into the...
Excuse me, why do the public make comments after?
Sorry, maybe you weren't here when we started. I said I'm going to take public testimony after each of the substantive items on the agenda, for each of those agenda items. So the first substantive item agenda is, do I need to amend the? Yeah, I'd like to move up on the item, item I think it's characterized as item number 5, the Public Land Development Corporation Strategic Plan.
So moved.
Moved by Dr. Evans, second by Director Cruz. Objections? None. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask the Executive Director to give his presentation on the item number 5, and then I'll open the floor for public testimony after that. Director.